Hello everybody, welcome back to Noita Every Day. So, I do have a couple things I've been thinking about. First things first, let's get rid of the warm pheromone. Second thing second, y'all remember Starbound? If you've even heard of it, it was, I think 2016 was when it was kind of new. Very, very good game. It had a lot of potential, but the dev team kind of got screwed over by the publishers. Terrible work conditions or something. Anyway, I really like it, and I ended up getting basically addicted to it recently. Hyper-fixated, I guess, is a good word to use here. So I have been thinking I might end up just starting a series on Starbound, because although they stopped development on it because various reasons, there is a unofficial community mod called Frackin' Universe that basically just continues updating the game, like adding changes and new stuff. My singular problem with it is the incredible amount of grinding that you have to do to make any progress, which is something that I don't like in a lot of games, where you have to just spend an unfortunate amount of time doing the same thing or just waiting for something to happen. Makes them feel stagnant at times, which is the reason why I was like, I don't know if this is going to be enjoyable, since I mostly focus on live commentary. But editing it more down is probably something that could be done to make it a better experience. Now, obviously, this is probably not something I'll start like immediately. I might do it soon. I might wait a while. I might even just like live stream most of it, because that would be a lot easier to record for, and also might just be a good way to do a series of live streams. The main issue is that Starbound is not as easy as I feel like it should be. Or more accurately, it's difficult to tell when I'm about to die. I don't know what's going on with that, but if there's not screen effects when I'm near death, it is so annoying for me to tell. Which isn't generally an issue, right? Because I'm not that bad at video games, and Starbound is not too difficult overall. But when it comes to some sections, like accidentally going to a place that's way out of your league, like a incredibly high-tier planet, because you need a resource from there, it gets a little bit, absurd. Starbound, by the way, you explore space and follow a basically randomly generated universe, although technically speaking, it's seed-based. You have to explore an enormous, technically, infinite universe. I say technically because there's a theoretical end to it, and that end is your computer's processing power. But it is incredibly, it's really well designed. At least the original basic stuff of the game is very, very well designed. I really, really like the way that it plays. That's a really good one, but the best spell in the game is right there. The one issue is that a lot of the features that made it super, super good, more specifically, completely randomized generation of some enemies, or most enemies, that is, were just outright removed. Right? Initially, they did have it set up so that enemies would be completely random. Every single part of them was no way to tell what it would be, I guess, other than the preset creatures. But this was this was a really cool system, and I'm sad they didn't keep it in. They ended up removing it in place of making it incredibly limited in comparison, because they still have randomly generated creatures, right? But they made it so that they can't just use whatever parts they want. They made it so that they are always going to be, well, you won't get as much variety. There's like a couple hundred possibilities rather than literal thousands. Which, honestly, I can understand from a development standpoint wanting to make it more coherent, but that was one of the mainly cool things about the game. Since it's an infinite universe with infinite planets, you should make there infinite variants of enemies. Although I guess it wouldn't technically be infinite, but there are some mods that help with that. They add, like, more creature parts that the pools can draw from, but I'm not sure exactly how that works. I'm not sure if there are any mods that re-add the original system behind enemy generation, because it was pretty interesting. I don't know, I just really liked... I just like the idea of completely randomly generated stuff in a lot of games. Or at least stuff that draws from a specific, like, set of potentially random things. Anyway, back to the original topic. What do you think of a Starbound series? Because I love the game. It's very, very good. It's not particularly small, either. Like... Dang it, hold on. I don't think I can get back up there. It's pretty big game. The issue is that you can pretty much speedrun through it and cheese a lot of it if you know how to quickly go through planets. With Frackin' Universe, that is entirely removed because you can't... You have to, like, wait to gather certain resources. You have to wait. You have to sit down and just do absolutely nothing, or explore and gather some resources while you slowly build up research points, which is a system that I've seen in a lot of games, and it's a system that I do not really enjoy working with. Because it sucks. It's very difficult to speed up, which is something that you can do in some other games like Factorio. But in a game where it is the sole means of progression, which, again, like Factorio, you need it to be a lot easier to speed up than just... You have to get a specific device and then look for incredibly rare resources and then put them into that device. Which is what Frackin' Universe went with, which is, I guess, fine, but it's the main way of speeding it up is to find very few specific things. And when there's literally an infinite universe, I don't feel like making it so that you have to seek out very specific items that don't spawn, like, consistently around every universe, or every, rather, solar system. I guess they're individual solar systems. It's not really a better word to use for them. Star systems, that's technically the word that you would use for it. Oh, hey, there's a ghost around here. Anyway, back to the topic. Star systems, literally an enormous amount of them. You could go on forever screwing around in the universe. It would get boring eventually, because you'd eventually repeat the same thing over and over. The game is sort of melancholic feel sometimes. That is an alchemist. I need you to help me real quick. Let me drop that. Give me teleportation. That is just straight up lava. You played yourself. Stop, like, throwing potions and having them immediately break. I don't know. I want to do stuff on Starbound because I genuinely really enjoy the Frackin' Universe mod, even if it doesn't follow a... Like, even if it has some issues, things that I don't like. It is very, very well maintained. It's designed well. And there's also a couple of systems that adds that are just perfect. Things that I think the original game would have really benefited from. Which, again, the way that the original game has you progress isn't super well designed, because there's no blocked progression. You can literally go at the very beginning of the game and then instantly gain the most powerful gear in the entire game by just going towards stronger planets and grinding. Technically, that's still possible with Frackin' Universe. The difference is it's much slower to progress. And in order to gain progression, it's actually more effective to just do the main story missions. Or some of the side missions that get introduced. Which you can also access by exploring. I'm trying to see if I can use teleportation. Hold on. I just really freaking love it. Starbound is great. Kind of sucks that they stopped developing it when there was a lot more potential there. The original final boss fight's kind of lackluster. I'm glad that Frackin' Universe, the community decided just, we're gonna take this over, and then they did. They made it much better. I wonder if there are mods for Starbound that re-add the old enemy generation. There probably are. I just gotta find them, which is an issue because I am not smart. Or let me rephrase that, I am garbage at taking my own time to do actually progressive things. Now, this can be proven by watching it, by looking at the number of videos I have created on Noita solely. Dude, just teleport me into the mountain. Into the mountain. Into the mountain. If you can get yourself back into the mountain with teleportation, it's a good thing, because you want to be able to edit your wands. Also, there's some stuff I want to buy from up there. It's unfortunate we didn't get, like, Clump of Dirt or anything. Dude, frick you. Because you can use Clump of Dirt and Polymorphine to infinitely re-access your holy mountains pretty well. It's quite nice. How do you all think a Starbound series would be? Would you watch that? I don't know, maybe I could introduce a challenge to it, like, only the magic wands. Or only sword. Although only melee weapons would be pretty much impossible, because you can't hit some enemies or bosses without shooting them. So I'm gonna say probably... Oh, I guess you can get better, like, multi-jumps, so... No, theoretically you could do it. It'd just be annoying. Oh, maybe I can get in through here. I don't know. Frackin' Universe adds a lot more grindy mechanics, but I actually kind of like that sometimes. It's a weird experience. I have a love-hate relationship with grind mechanics. Does this pulverize? It does not. I just want to teleport into the mountain. Okay, you know what? We can't really get back up there unless this... Does this give... It does give kickback. So there is one thing that we can theoretically do to get into the mountain. Why are you here, big man? Alright, for now I'll stop talking about it and let people think over Starbound series. Comments tell me. I actually would like to know if people want to watch Starbound still. I could do Don't Starve, but there's enough people already doing that. I'm not sure on the Starbound front. Such a great series. It's not even a series. It would be a great series. It would be fun for me to play through. Did I just... Okay, come on, dude. Just teleport me into the mountain. I'm gonna use this to boost up. We'll see how well that goes. Frick. I did not mean to sheepify myself. Well, actually, I did mean to sheepify myself. I meant to do it before I made it this high. That's fine. We can still buy stuff. We just need to wait for that stuff to dissipate, the red stuff. It's kind of... I guess I could just start the series anyway, because I'm probably going to do that. It's unlikely to be daily uploads. It's probably going to be like the freaking Children's of Archvale series with inconsistent upload schedule. If you don't know, Children's of Archvale is a series that I started doing while playing it with a friend, basically. It's a great game. There are a lot of issues with it. There are a ton of bugs with the multiplayer system. It is very funny. And my friend, if you're wondering, is the same one who makes me go insane whenever he arrives. He has also appeared on like 2 live streams ever. And the reason for that, I would show him on more if he could prevent himself from saying the most absurd stuff ever. I have to edit out like 50% of some videos that he's in just because of how insane, I guess, he is. I can't, there's no other word that can be used here to describe his personality. Like, I just can't think of a word that fits. Because there isn't one. Ooh, funny spell. That's actually super useful for teleportation. Ooh, wait, pollen. On the topic of Noita, I am going to probably not give a tutorial on anything today, but I will explain what the frick I'm doing. Trigger spell with chainsaw is a good combination, because chainsaw does good damage directly where it hits, and trigger spell casts the spell after it when it hits something, so, you know, we're pretty good. We want this pollen here because it can be used as an effective digging tool later, or as a useful wall or homing tool. That's right, you can use pollen as a wall. But context, that makes no sense. Yes. This wand is rapid fire. Why? Because it is. And now it has perfect aim. This is worse. Well, this is better. Ooh, actually, wait. That's 1 mana. That's never mind. This is gonna make it worse. Okay, I retract my previous statement. Right, this gives better recharge time reduction than this does. Stats are very important in Noita. Always make sure to check the stats of every single spell and every single wand that you use. Because you can get absurd crap like this to happen. A machine gun. I forgot to use polymorphine. Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, this will shred a lot of enemies. And the reason you want Mournful Spirit is because these little goobers damage everything. And they stay around for a very long time. I don't think they go away, I'm gonna be honest. Rats are perfect for this situation because they get shredded by that. This little puzzle is one of my favorites. Because it's pretty simple to understand and helps you learn the mechanics of this game. You can really use any liquids you want here. I'm going to use polymorphine and water because they're 2 that I have in abundance. And then you just wait. Electricity will eventually trigger this oil to be lit ablaze, or the wood if you're lucky. And by lucky, I mean have to wait extra long. Eventually the wood will burn down, and you'll gain access to that wand in there. Also, random Hisi jump scare. Fortunately, his aim is so crap that I'm safe from him at all times. And that wand is okay. We'll take it. Propane tanks, according to random internet person number 463, have homing, based upon whatever hit them the most recently. I don't know if that's true. If it is, that's kind of funny. So all the people saying, I swear these things have homing, are maybe not wrong. But of course, it could be a rumor or superstition spread by random internet people. You never know. Frick. Yeah, we got him. Worm pheromone is practically useless. You do not need that. Teleportation, though, is incredibly valuable because it can always be utilized to move yourself out of a situation very quickly, or, in a very particular area, access a very cool secret. That is a literal portal to free stuff. That's right. Free crap. Accessed exclusively through teleportation. That right there was a commander, Hisi. They are by far one of the most scary enemies in this game because they deal absurd amounts of damage, shoot multiple projectiles, have incredible aim, high health, and summon teammates. Thankfully, we have a good weapon that can take them out fast enough for them to not be an issue. I've basically just started tutorialing this, haven't I? That's fine. I know there's at least like 3 people who watch this content specifically for that. Hello there, you are a corpse now. Now, critical damage is confusing to me because I have completely forgotten how it works. Sometimes it does 3x damage, and sometimes it does 5x, according to absolutely no one. That's just what it feels like to me. It's one of those two. It might be 5x, and it might not be. It might be 5x on the first one, and then on every subsequent stack of a critical hit, because you can get multi-crits in this game, is a 3x addition, which I think would make sense, but I don't know if is the case. Because this game is so incredibly intricate and complex that I have lost all sense of understanding basic, simple things like this. Also, because it's not really included anywhere in the game as to how much extra damage crits do. Unless it is, in which case I am just actually stupid. Also, we now have access to an incredibly powerful form of digging called explosives. Yes, that's right. Explosives are... Ooh, ping pong path. That's a fun one. Unfortunately, we can't use it too much here, but it's fun to know that it's here. Yeah, we're going to get freeze damage, and if you're wondering why, it's a surprise tool that'll help us later. I didn't even realize that this one's stats were like way better than my current ones. Okay. I actually don't want that at all. Then we don't even need the triple cast, so we can add this modifier onto it, and... boom! It loses all of its mana instantly. But, pretty good weapon. This explode stuff works as a good weapon. And this wand here. We'll just hold on to that. I didn't see any teleport spells, so nothing to worry about there. Living on the edge is pretty powerful, but not safe for me. Because I'm an idiot. A bumbling fool, even. Who will absolutely die because of it. Also, using polymorphine is incredibly risky because it can get you killed super easily. This sheep has no ears. Thought I'd just say that because it's weird to me. Stop living, bro. Healers, don't kill them if you can. If you have the power to avoid killing a Hisi healer, do so, as they are incredibly valuable and can be used to heal you by tricking them into healing you instead of their allies. This can be done by damaging them and then having another healer nearby attempt to heal the other healer. Or alternatively, have it using something like a stationary turret that can't frickin' move or rotate to attack you, and just, you know, go to the backside, kick it once, and wait for the healer to heal the frick out of you. You do have to position them carefully, but, you know, that's fine. Free healing in a game where healing is so scarce. Hey, Commander, die, please. He did not die. That's right, the Commander has so much health he can survive that. And still get a shot off on me. Because the enemies in this game are hit scan, which I think is actually pretty reasonable. Because it would be a nightmare to hit the player if they weren't. And also, it's just the most effective way of programming that in. How the frick did you live that? Doesn't matter. Explosives. By the way, the reason why I have an unlimited supply of explosives is because, of course, unlimited spells, which gives you infinite of most spells. There are a few that are exceptions to this rule. And by rule, I, of course, mean power. But those ones are pretty easy to identify on account of them being broken overpowered. Or just alternatively, completely world-ending. If you're wondering, mainly black holes. And a couple of other infinite digging tactics. This is an incredibly good wand. Look at that mana regeneration rate. We will be taking that and using it to its fullest extent. Healer. Try and keep him alive, and we might actually have some healing here. The good thing about this wand is it's not very, oh, frick. It's not particularly... No, it is particularly, rather. It is very particular. We have complete control over what it's going to attack and what it's not going to attack. It's a very good aiming type weapon. This one, not so much because of the bullet drop. Projectile drop, whatever, doesn't matter. Right now, we're trying to find a specific set piece that's guaranteed to spawn in the world. We just never know what side of the world. And looks like we got the wrong side. Which means we're going to have to try to heal around here if we can. There's a lot of issues with that. Especially this guy. Because I can't use him to heal because of all the ghosts around him. Ghosts will kill the healer. Which is unfortunate. Oh! That might actually work. You can rotate these guys. It's just a little bit annoying. There is another healer down here. So if I can get him safely out. Oh, the ghost disappeared. Perfect. Hey, buddy. Can you come over here? Yes! No, he does not want to. Okay, that's fine. So we're gonna kill this guy. Do not walk into the ghost. I swear to beans. I just need him to survive long enough, and then we'll be good to heal. I'm also going to adventure slightly, so that I can try to lead him away so that the ghost will eventually disappear. That's right, contact Stallion using strategy for the first time literally ever. Not really, but... I don't generally use it during the daily videos because I don't usually have time to. Skill and effort are in the same vein. Oh, good, he's gone. Let's go, my friend. We must go heal a healer. Come on, I believe in you. Healers will generally pathfind in a way that allows them to reach the player. Don't go over there, you will die. Swear to beans, dude, I need healing. Okay, this should just make him attempt to heal the turret, in which case he'll end up just healing me because I'm in the way. One of two ways to get healing. The other way would be to go kick the Hisi healer up there and have them shoot each other and heal me while I am in between, which is incredibly effective. Heals you at twice the rate of this. It's just better. There you go. These guys really, really like keeping their teammates safe, and as you can see, that turret was already heavily damaged, so I didn't need to kick it. But now, if I get these two together, they'll just chill with each other and pretty much leave themselves alone. Heal each other, at least. That's a commander over there. Glad I got out fast. Jeez. Commanders are dangerous. Those healers are a lost cause. There's just another healer here. Perfecto. They're generally not super common, so you do have to be careful to avoid, of course, avoid killing them. This guy right here could potentially be useful, since there's nothing really around him except for that propane tank, which could end the world with its level of power. I don't really feel like using this for anything right now, so we're just gonna go this way. Right, I already went here a little. Do see a wand over there, which I am gonna try to get. I love that this area is mostly cleared out for some reason. Oh my gosh, one of the best spells in the game! Well, actually, two of the best spells in the game. True Word is one of the most fun things in the game. Luminous Drill is incredibly powerful because it's one of the few things that can break through every single material in the game. Black Hole being one of the others. There are a few oh my gosh. Homing is busted. Especially with stuff like Toxic Mist, which can be utilized to just screw over every single enemy in the game all at once. You just need to find the right damage type to pair with it, and bada bing, bada boom, zippy zing, zap zoom, you have won. Seriously, it is absurd how powerful homing is. Just on its own, it is busted. You only need a couple of things to make it really, really strong, which is why homing is just so absurdly powerful, even for its high mana cost. Okay, what even fell down to blow that up? Was it gunpowder? Must have been gunpowder. Frick, there goes all of my health. Tanked a propane tank to the face and survived somehow. I think we're going to go back to the Hisi healers if we can. Issue is obviously going to be surviving long enough to reach them, but I think we can do that. Alright, that's some money. We want to generally avoid confrontation at this point with enemies because we are not in a good situation health-wise. 49, almost 50 health just is not going to cut it for surviving this. Make sure to utilize all resources available to you and conserve those that you can. Take every advantage, as some would say. Matter Eater was on that wand, which is an incredibly useful spell, as it literally just... Oh, come on. I needed that guy. As it can literally break through almost every material in the game, with a very, very small number of exceptions. I believe the only real one being Cursed Rock, which is only an issue if you plan on actually dealing with Cursed Rock, which most people tend to not need to do. Of course, there are later game runs with more stuff in them that you'll probably end up dealing with it. But don't worry about it, eh? Leave and let leave. I didn't mean to do that. You do not want to get near electricity because it is very inconsistent with how far it shoots. It's projectiles. Oh, good, another healer. Heal me, please. I got like a tiny bit of health back, but that's better than nothing. Anything is better than nothing. Okay, did it spawn over here? Yes, it did. Hopefully there's a healing spell over here. There is not, but there is acid. This little goober is not usually worth taking. This thing, plus this thing, is going to be incredibly useful, though. I need to avoid lighting myself on fire. Because, well, it'll damage me. And that would probably kill me at this point. This is one of my favorite rooms, because it actually does tell you what you need to do, with two ways. The eye hints at one possibility, and the blood another. Eyes are very, very common in Noita around, well, teleportation. More specifically inside of Holy Mountains, where you can find teleportation inside of eye-like structures found in literally every single Holy Mountain. Destroying those eye-like structures and removing the teleportation from them also destroys the portals directly above them. So, using that hint, you can, well, discover the way. Discover how the hourglass and what eyes in general mean. That hourglass also has blood in it, which, if you don't know, isn't super interesting. Because it leads to like one thing. It's an interesting secret. It just gives you gold. Touch of Blood is nightmarishly powerful. It will instantly kill everything around it. If we have the power to use it, we can basically just make a game-breakingly overpowered weapon to instantly kill literally everything. There's some similar spells like Touch of Gold that can be used for infinite money if you have unlimited spells, because normally this would be limited in how many times you could cast it. For now, I think I'll just not use that. This right here is one of the most mind-bogglingly confusing spells because it's funny. Oh, we get infinite uses of it too. This one turns all enemies around you and you into sheep. It is a mass polymorph spell. It is very powerful and very deadly, because if an enemy comes from somewhere else that was not polymorphed, they will just kill everything in the area. And it lasts for a pretty significant amount of time, too. So if you aren't careful, you can screw everything over, including yourself. Man, I love this game. It's so cool. So many hidden little tidbits in it. Hey, anti-homing. That's a funny spell that literally does not help most of the time. It's useful in about 7 situations, and all of them include healing. Really quickly, just want to show you something to explain how exorbitantly terrifying this specific spell is. That is what will happen to you if you try to cast this. Side note, I did an oopsie. Don't worry, if I freeze this guy, it'll do me a lot of good. Hold on, did I mess this up? Why the frick is that casting like that? That's why it's casting like that. Boop. I didn't freeze him. Boop. Boop. Anyway, frozen enemies die pretty much instantly if you kick them, long as they aren't immune to freeze damage. Which is an effective way of dealing with that guy over there if you know how to deal with him. If you know how to hit him in the first place. This right here will it just kills everything. It's self-explanatory. It does so much damage that they just die. It also works as infinite digging. Ooh, this is an incredibly rare biomodifier. Exceptionally secure just means it spawns a bunch of things everywhere. Also, I think this is considered an accidental death, which is hilarious to me because that is not an accident. But infinite digging that can get through pretty much everything is absurdly powerful. Today, I feel like doing something stupid. Do you all think that that is a terrible idea? Because I do, and it'll be funny, too. First things first, we need to assemble a device to set this up. We will not be using that. We will be using this. But context, what the frick will this do for you? Well, it's simple. Long distance cast is in and of itself an incredibly interesting spell, because it does not work the way like any other spells should. No, instead it works like an invisible spell and can deal damage to things that get around you. So, by adding something like electric charge or even freeze charge, you can get a visual representation of what's going on around you. Now, if we want to be smarter about this, we really shouldn't be using this. Instead, we should be using something that could be far, far more beneficial. That being Toxic Mist. Under normal circumstances, Toxic Mist would not be something that you particularly care about. But while you have Toxic Immunity, Homing, and a couple of damage additional modifiers, you can create a weapon so powerful that even the gods may tremble in fear. That's not really a joke, as you can destroy pretty much everything with this. It will go to enemies, and it will destroy them, because all of its effects do stunning damage. Well, at least in this case, they do. Very few things are immune to that power. Oh yeah, and these guys get shields because of the biomodifier. This is exceptionally secure, not just secure. Good luck surviving this for long, I say with my brain melter wand in my second hand. I don't even need other weapons, to be fair. Touch of Blood is so enormously powerful that everything is outclassed by it. But it's nice to have other things so that you're not in danger at all times. Fire immunity, by the way, always grab it. I love how this is just a thing that you can do in this game. Like, yeah, you could be a reasonable person, make an actually, like, good setup that gets you through the game reasonably. Or you could just turn everything into a corpse, or really just turn everything into nothing. This is the reason why I shouldn't have used long distance cast on this. It makes these things get far more distant than I would like. Prefer if they were nearby. But they're powerful enough that it doesn't really matter. Oh, right. That's the main reason to switch around our tactics. Or it's the main reason why I have to not constantly use this wand, because it has really, really low mana capacity. But I do have a weapon that can annihilate literally everything. Always, permanently, forever. Also, it's an infinite blood source, so if I had vampirism, or if it exists somewhere on this seed, infinite healing is possible. In fact, more than possible, reasonable, feasible, easable. English may be my first language, but that doesn't mean I understand it. Stupidly... Oh, a mimic. Look, he's stained. That's how you can tell he's a mimic. You can also tell that he's going to be dead in a couple of seconds by the fact that his health is slowly depleting. And by the fact that I just cast death on him. Or rather, I cast a spell on him that would lead to his death. Random money! Pick it up. It's actually worth quite a lot. They should add gold mimics in this game. That'd be awesome. Probably not smart, but awesome. In my opinion, anyway. I'm probably a part of the minority when it comes to this. I don't think I don't think bosses are all immune to it. I'm gonna test it on the dragon to see how well it does against him. If all its fails, I can just freeze him. But I want to see if it... Yeah, you can just one-shot the dragon with this build. It's that busted. Why is this here? Seriously? You should never see this many nukes on a single wand in this game. Yeah, you can one-shot the dragon in probably the most ways out of any boss in this game. But touch of spells are the most hilarious way to do it because it's so incredibly anticlimactic. It's just like, haha, you're dead now. Yeah, we are going to make something terrifying. Oh, hold on, I have to deal with Steve. I've got this, don't worry. There's probably a wand here that I can buy that has something useful on it. Like that, right there, heavy shot, incredible damage bonus. And there's a bunch of other incredibly super powerful tools around here that I won't be using. Hi, Steve. That's just the nickname everybody gives this guy. Steve! Steven! He's stuck in the ceiling. That's actually hilarious. I have not seen that in pretty much forever. It's not common for him to get stuck in anything, let alone the ceiling. I probably won't end up using this until the very end of this run, but I have it. Also, Summon Portal for a special secret that I forgot to attempt today. It's fine. I can do that later. I'm just going to drop some of this on the floor because it could be potentially useful, and then throw this away because I just don't want to use it. And I have enough money to afford a much better wand. Not that one. No, I don't think it's that one. Yeah, actually, it is this one. It has the highest mana recharge rate, does it not? 1.5... Never mind, it's 1.58 is better, so this is better. I am blind. Forgive me. I could use propane tanks as a weapon. Keyword could. I am not going to. It is a bad idea and will kill me if I try to do that. I theoretically could do that. White hole is the inverse to black hole, but it actually just does the exact same thing slightly differently. In conclusion, nah. Anyway, this is just going to instantly kill absolutely everything. Yeah, that's about it. There is no escape. You will die. Thank you, and goodbye. Context, why the frick do you move your spells like that? Because I feel like it. And this chainsaw is just here because I can. Or more regularly, because I wanted to do this. Boom, double spell. This wand is going to be our main tool for destroying things like Steve over there. This wand down here is just in case I want to end my life very effectively. Or if I want to misclick, which, yeah, that, genuinely speaking, I think it will be funny if I accidentally click on this wand, so I'll put sheep on there too to make it impossible for me to survive. No, I'll just put another multicast. I mean, it's a terrible idea to have this in my inventory at all, but it's funny, so it's fine. Okay, Steve, I want you to see how it is to die real quick. Oh, he's actually just not... He'll just chill there. I'll leave him be. I could totally make a better version of this wand, but I'm not going to. Oh no, the gods are mad at me. Whatever will I do? Have fun with that, nerd. These will pretty much one-tap everything. Just like this thing. Wish there was a way to make myself immune to touch of spells, but then again, it is a very, very reasonable balance for how broken overpowered they are. I can just walk through this, since these won't harm me. You know what will harm me? Touch of blood. That right there is a lot of acid. It is a fairly common spawn on in this biome, which is often considered the worst biome in the game by none other than myself. I think it sucks. It's not fun to play around in. Or be in general, because of all the hazards. Infinite digging comes at the price of being slow. Who cares? It's infinite digging. You made the wrong decision by existing. I mean, like, I just have to wait for those to vanish. I don't have another digging tool on me. That right there is a Death Cross wand. And I don't know if you know... Oh, it wasn't. Never mind. I was hoping it was Death Cross, because that's another tool that works very similarly to, what the frick is it called? To Mist, basically. It's a static projectile type of thing. So you can just screw with that. I'm too close. There we go. Always ensure a safe distance when casting touch-of spells, because otherwise you will just straight up die. Wrong wand, idiot. I am an idiot. You should know this by now. Don't go near swappers. Try to avoid hitting them at all, because they suck and will kill you. If they even have a semblance of a chance to do so. They will also throw their allies under the bus, because they think it's funny, basically. Cool, that was the worst biome in the entire game dealt with without taking damage, for the first time in my life. I am going to get rid of all of these and make this my new Touch of wand. Touch of Death! Touch of Blood is a material spell, for some reason. Did I throw out the multicast? Or did I never... Oh no, I moved it up to here. You know what? That's fine. I can just do this. There's a healing bolt right here. Oh, and a greater death cross. That would be really funny to use. Oh! That's a lot of healing. And there's also piercing over there. Dude, this seed is mind-bogglingly overpowered. Here, Steve, have some fun with that. Hear that sound he made? Music to my ears. I'm gonna move these around so that it's slightly safer to use this. You have angered the gods. The gods have angered me. I do like 3 billion damage a hit. What are they gonna do? Stab me? Proceeds to get stabbed. Alright, I just need to find enough money, which should not be too hard, to get the specific spell that I'm looking for. Come here, buddy. I want to kill you. Wow, that's crazy. Just a bunch of money appeared out of nowhere. The air is filled with fungal spores, one of the less awesome biomodifiers, but not the worst one out there. There's one that is universally despised by absolutely everybody for a good reason. It sucks. Probably should not hold the touch of spell out at all times. Really, I should keep that one in my inventory most of the time. Wrong decision. You should have done absolutely nothing. Because then you might have lived. How am I gonna get out of here? These guys just deal damage all the time. It sucks. Simple. Running for my life. Actually, I wonder, can I kill you with a touch of spell? I can! Frick you, idiot. I kind of forgot that that was something you could do. You can kill those guys using touch of spells. Which seems very reasonable, honestly, since they are real things. Oh, hold on, let me just... Got stuck in the wall. Alright, I think we have enough money to afford the funniest combo real quick. Death Cross, specifically the enorme variation, the Giga Death Cross, is one of the most fun spells to use in this game. When it goes onto a higher level, though, it becomes so incredibly dangerous. Man, I wish I had some way to heal with these. If only I had, like, Ping Pong Path or something. Anyway, these guys are all definitely useful spells. I just don't want to use them today. We're going to make this our healing wand for now. Can't really make it stronger than that, so that's what we're going to do with. Right. Yeah, I'm going to have to use water still for this, but that's fine. Kerplug. Kerplug. You want to use piercing when it comes to healing bolts, as it'll increase the amount of healing they'll do. Since piercing is just busted with them, it'll just make it rapid fire hit the player with healing. Super, super powerful. Side note, this is what this looks like. Oops, I set it up wrong. Hold on. This, it needs to be after this. That death cross right there can harm me with every single part of it. I need to be careful with it, just like I need to be careful with all of my other weapons. Why am I like this? It's funny. That's it. That's the only explanation. I think it's funny. Please don't be denser than blood. Let me just... Ow, frick you. I thought you were dead. How are you not dead? There's no way he lived that one. Come on, teleport me. Perfect. Have fun with those. That's right, they kill everything in their path, which is good for me, but not for the enemy. I don't really want that. Even though it could theoretically be useful, most of the spells on there aren't actually super helpful to me right now. Giga Death Cross is busted, and I will stand by that point. The most powerful tools in Noita are often the most dangerous. That's not necessarily the worst thing, but, you know, it kinda can suck sometimes. Also, when you intentionally, like, have destructive habits like this in this game, you will die. There is no avoiding that. But there is being funny, intentionally doing stupid things like this. Don't want any of those, even though they are somewhat useful. You made the wrong decision, fool. You too. That right there causes an earthquake, but it doesn't matter because I'm just gonna avoid that. Most of the time, you wouldn't have to worry about physics damage, but thanks to the power of earthquake, specifically when it comes to earthquake rocks and physics objects, they will damage you. Thankfully, we can one-shot that. Don't have to worry about him at all. Anyway, earthquake physics objects do damage to the player because, I don't know, just because they feel like it. Love how powerful these are. Detonate the world around you. Don't let them win. You've chosen incorrectly. I'm gonna end your life now, buddy. And by buddy, I of course mean greatest foe. So, do not like these guys. One bit. Hold on. Let me just see if I can line him up on this thing. Dang it. Kind of hard to aim this weapon to destroy these guys is difficult. There we go. Took like 500,000 damage to kill him, but you know, he's dead now. Existing was your first and final mistake. Oh, hey, two of these type of wands. Copy Trail. Incredibly rare, incredibly busted, and incredibly not useful to me, but I will still take it. And by incredibly not useful, I mean it can be. It's just got incredibly high mana cost, making it somewhat difficult to make any use of. Inner Spell is pretty useful, just not here. Blood Magic is, of course, on this seed, which makes it even more broken, overpowered. Why is the best perk in the entire game have to be in the final Holy Mountain all the time? For wondering, Tinker with Wands everywhere is by far the best perk in the entirety of Noita. There is no question about it. At least if you're good at the game. If you aren't good at the game yet, don't take it. You won't know how to modify wands properly. It won't be the best. There might be a better option. If you don't have a better option, take it. It's such a useful tool. Hold on, I'm just gonna put this at the very start, because Copy Trail is absurdly powerful. I really like it. I should have gotten Explosion Immunity. We are not gonna one-tap the boss. It's too anticlimactic, and I really want to use this thing. Side note, since we have Tinker with Wands everywhere, I don't have to worry about anything. Like, I can just tinker these later. Also, these eggs here allow you to do some really stupid crap. I will show you in a minute. Let me just drop that. I really gotta know. Okay, so I did not time that properly at all. Okay, he is immune to that damage type. Thank goodness. Have fun with that. Yes, that is an instant kill on him, because Copy Trail is just abhorrently terrifying. It's inherently terrifying, okay? Scary. Let me just create something for you all to see. Because I need to show this trick. I don't completely understand how it works. But if you are holding an egg and it has a spell in it, a hollow egg generally, I think. That's what they're called. Does this egg and then you're polymorphed, it casts the spell inside of the egg. So now, if I were to throw that egg out, it would do nothing. Absolutely nothing happens. So you can do this with stuff like, I don't know, shield or something to defend you from enemies when you get polymorphed, and just keep that in your inventory. I was going to do it with the sheepify spell, but I forgot to, because it allows you to just turn everything around you into a sheep. And it has that exact effect, by the way. It makes that screen shake. There are no enemies in here, and you can't you can't polymorph propane tanks, so nothing incredibly crazy to do here. I just wanted to screw around at the very end. It's something that I like to do. We get full health back here. We can screw around with our spells before we die. And there's some interesting combos that I don't usually think much about. Like, in theory, you can put this all on a true orbit, which could go very poorly if you keep the explosiveness on there, but if I were to do something like this... Ooh, interesting. Okay, so does Copy Trail not work with True Orbit? I know True Orbit always goes back to the player, but it seems like True Orbit and Copy Trail don't work together. Also, for our grand finale, I'm, of course, going to do Propane Tank and Copy Trail. This is just a little testing phase to see if there's anything else I want to screw around with a little bit. Now, things like White Hole, obviously, Copy Trail, I'm just going to do this, which looks cool but doesn't actually do anything meaningful. Certainly a nice effect, though. I am going to screw with it. Actually, a really cool world-eating kind of wand. And then with Laser Beam, obviously doesn't look particularly useful until you do something like this, which it still isn't particularly cool or useful. Something like this, though, is not going to be visible at all. Why would I do that? Let's see, what else can I screw with? Huh. That would probably insta-shot me. Let's not use that. I am curious. Cool! Death Rain. Also, technically an effective way of digging straight downwards. So, Copy Trail, Large Firebolt, definitely a cool idea I could use in the future. How does it work with Orbit LARPA? Okay, it doesn't seem like the Orbit copies do any creation of further projectiles, but they do still look cool. Chainsaw, I don't think will do anything interesting. Touch of Blood is not smart to use with this. I think that's all I wanted to screw around with, so let's get this final little bit done with. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, or you want to see the Starbound thing, like and subscribe, and specifically comment about the Starbound thing, because that's the best way to get me to see it. Or tell me on the Discord, because we have that. Alright, there was a healing bolt in there. I think that'll be all for this episode of Noita Every Day. Thank you so much for watching this. I'm pretty sure this is a pretty long one. I'm surprised I didn't die earlier. Most importantly, though, have an absolutely golden day. Bye!